Hello and welcome. This is Giant Redwood, and you're about to witness powerful machines transforming timber into sawdust through dangerous, thrilling, and challenging processes. Beyond that, you'll see a skilled carpenter crafting stunning masterpieces out of raw wood. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment to join us on this incredible journey. "5 minutes. A powerful wood crusher starts swallowing dry logs one by one. The sound of steel grinding against wood hums steadily. Massive trunks get pulled into spinning blades, ground down into sawdust as fine as smoke. In those 300 seconds, the operator must watch the conveyor, checking for any jammed logs. Sleeves, straps, gloves, they must stay far from the hungry shredder's mouth. One piece of cloth caught, and it can drag an entire person into the spinning steel shafts. Inside the crusher, wood snaps and cracks. The scent of fresh timber fills the air as clouds of sawdust rise. Each passing minute, the pile of logs shrinks, replaced by bags of sawdust ready for transport. But 1 minute of lost focus is all it takes for an accident to strike. 5 minutes, enough for a productive run, but just long enough for risk to find its way in. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. A rotating hopper wood shredder starts to spin slowly, then growls as it swallows large logs one by one. Wood drops into the hopper's mouth. The spinning shaft grabs it tight, pulling it down toward the razor-sharp blades. The crack of wood breaking echoes out. Sawdust rises like drifting smoke. In those 170 seconds, the operator must stand firm, eyes fixed on the hopper's mouth. One small mistake, a sleeve, a strap, or a crooked log, could get dragged into the unforgiving spin. The engine's hum mixes with the scent of fresh timber. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, enough to turn a pile of dry logs into sawdust, but long enough for an accident to strike if you lose focus. Two minutes. A log cutting and splitting line powers up, the saw blades spinning steady, the hydraulic piston ready to press down. Long logs feed onto the conveyor. The saw screeches, slicing each piece into neat sections. Each cut log slides straight to the splitter. The piston lowers. The splitting wedge cracks the wood into smaller, stackable pieces. In those 120 seconds, the operator must watch every log, hands never wandering away from the controls. One sleeve caught in the conveyor, one misaligned log, and the line becomes a hidden danger. 2 minutes. It sounds short, but one lost second could cost more than just wood. 2 minutes. An industrial wood saw roars to life, its blades spinning fast, biting through thick wood grain. A long plank glides slowly along the conveyor, the steady screech of the saw blade a reminder to stay focused. Sawdust sprays everywhere, the scent of fresh timber heavy in the air. In those 120 seconds, the worker's hands can't leave the wood, eyes can't stray from the cutting knife. One moment of distraction, and that steel blade can slice through wood and flesh alike. 2 minutes. Sounds short, but it's more than enough time for danger to find its way in. Minutes, a bulldozer rumbles forward across uneven ground. The blade lowers, scraping up soil and rocks, pushing everything aside. The engine growls, metal grinds against stone, the noise echoing through the worksite. In those 120 seconds, the operator must keep a firm grip, eyes locked on the ground ahead of the blade. One big rock, one deep root can throw the dozer off balance, tipping it sideways in an instant. 2 minutes bit, it sounds short, but it's long enough for any slip to become an accident. 5 minutes. A wood-cutting head combined with a debarking unit starts spinning, steel blades scraping against the dry log. The log is clamped tight, each rough layer of bark peeled away, spinning off with the whirring blade. The crackle of wood, the scent of fresh sap, fills the workshop air. In those 300 seconds, the operator must watch every log as it passes through, making sure the blade doesn't jam or slip offline. One broken branch, one tough patch of bark, can snag a sleeve, a strap, and pull it into the spinning steel. The hum of the engine mixes with the snap of breaking wood, bark chips falling in a thick layer underfoot. 5 minutes, enough to clean dozens of logs, but long enough for risk to find its way in if you lose focus.